if you don't want to lose your mind during tax season or get nailed by Uncle Sam when you go to sell your property, you'll need to hire an excellent bookkeeper and a CPA. When you're looking for a CPA, you're trying to find someone that has experience working with real estate investors and syndicators. You want to know that they are already working with investors as well. They need to not only grasp the how to perform the basics, in terms of income and expenses as it relates to multifamily, but also be very well versed with all the tax advantages and specialized investor reporting as well. If they know about syndication but they don't work with syndicators today, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't work with them. Regardless, working with a CPA that does work with syndicators already will be less expensive to start with, as you don't need to rung up the hours because you're basically training them. But they need to understand how to implement the various tax deductions and understand the syndication business model to be most effective. Now, if they do not work with syndicators today and are not familiar with syndication at all, and you really, really want to work with them, schedule a call with them, sit down and talk to them. Aside from assessing their ability to grasp the concepts, you'll want to ask them about how their fees are structured, what fees are going to be included for financial reviews or on upcoming deals, what they charge to do tax returns, and any bookkeeping as well. If you have outside investors, you also want to know, like, what's it cost to prepare those quarterly or annual reports. Once you get the fees down, you'll want to know how you'll be dealing with the firm. If they're going to charge you top dollar, you should be expected to be advised by a partner or a mid-level CPA. If you want to take an aggressive stance on your taxes, a conservative CPA would probably not be a good fit. You rely on your CPA to prepare your returns, so if you want them to apply every loophole, tax strategy available, legally and ethically, of course, in some cases, you may want to push the limits on your tax returns. The CPA would be able to handle the IRS and any audits that come up, but of course, you're going to be responsible for the actual return itself. So, you don't want to be reckless with this, but you want someone that's going to, push the envelope when it comes to that kind of stuff. You'll also want them to have some sort of technical ability as well. Do they have a portal that you can access your reports on? Do they have a portal for your investors maybe? And how seriously do they take security, since all your data is going to be on there as well? And finally, when it comes to tax planning and strategy, you'll want a CPA that's going to be very proactive and establish a regular meeting to discuss the property and how it's performing, as well as how you're going to protect your income from federal and state taxes as well. You really want someone that's going to be looking out for your best interest when it comes to the protecting your assets in that regard. So, you got to take the time to set the expectations as well. If you're not happy with your previous CPA, let this prospect know what went wrong. If they had communication issues or they weren't being proactive with their planning, tell them that. And you're going to call them out on it if they're not being proactive, of course. And as I pointed out earlier, you want to determine if the CPA is aligned with your goals, interests, and your future before you sign them on and bring them onto your team. And finally, as you continue building your multifamily business, you want a team that can scale. This includes your CPA. If you choose a beginner that's never handled a syndication before to be your CPA, and your plan is to buy a property every quarter, you may experience some issues, but you need someone that can grow with you. Make sure you interview deep and you're very comfortable that they can deliver. Anyway, let me know what you think. What questions would you ask your CPA? Let me know in the comments. And, as always, if you like the video, please go ahead and share it. Thank you so much, and have a good night. Bye.